Hey everybody, it's Christy Birchville, and we are continuing our journey through the book of Joshua. As we've been studying this book, I hope you've been able to see just how profound the idea of being able to begin again is. God will continue to take us wherever we are, whenever we come back to Him and return, and He will move from there. We're in chapter 13 today, and as we read through chapter 13, it really starts off pretty interestingly. Verse 1 says, "When Joshua had grown old, the Lord said to him, 'You are now very old, and there are still very large areas of land to be taken over.'" It continues on through, and we find out that God has a plan for how to divide the land so that the work that He's started through Joshua can continue even once Joshua is gone. That's what I want us to really see. We get a sense of just how long this work has taken because a few days ago we saw a verse that talked about how this was taking a long time, and you get this idea that these people are coming in and are conquering the promised land. Sometimes it's easy to think, oh well, it just sort of happened, maybe a year, 2 years, done. No, this was something that took the entire course of Joshua's life. And when you take a look at that level of obedience, that level of focus for that long, what an amazing testimony of a life well lived for God. But God doesn't want him to stop there. You see, God was moving and working before Joshua was born. God is moving and working through Joshua, and God is going to continue to work and move. And there's stuff that the people of Israel are going to need to do even once Joshua is gone. God is helping Joshua to set up things so that the work can continue. The same is true with us. No matter what work we do, God has given us things to do to be obedient. God knows that there are things that He wants us to be part of and that He wants us to do. And we are to take advantage of that and to be obedient and to follow Him. But we should never, ever, ever lose sight of the fact that God was being glorified long before we were born. God will be glorified and wants to be glorified through our lives. And God is to continue being glorified even after we're gone. What legacy are we setting up? What are we putting in place so that people can continue to follow in our footsteps and praise and worship God because of the path that God has helped us to forge? God was setting that up for Joshua so that the people could continue the work that they had started under his leadership. God wants to set the same up with you. What do you need to look at today that will be a way to help leave things set up to worship God through the next generation? What's the legacy that you are looking to leave that will continue to point people to Christ long after you're gone? Those are the thoughts for today. If you want to go back and check out that other passage, or even just any of the passages that we've gone through in Joshua, there's a link in the description below that will take you to the playlist for the entire series. Also, make sure you subscribe so that way we can continue to meet each day and see what new and exciting things God has for us. We'll see you tomorrow.